This video is made with intention of being a no damage tutorial of the game. Feel free to use any of these strategies used in this video, but listen carefully before you can perform them successfully. Hello everybody, this is a no save no damage runoff.
Resident Evil.
Getting the best ending with Chris Redfield on hard difficulty.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare. This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion! There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah.
Alright, so with Chris you has 2 less item slots. And for the best ending you have to save Rebecca and Jill. And fight the Tyrant on the Heliport, of course. So after you encounter the first infamous zombie, just leap and go to the main hall.
Wesker? Jill? Where did they go?
So to make efficient runs on this game, you have to learn three important things. The first one is stair skating, and the stair skating is basically spam the run button while you are going up or going down the stairs. So you have to tap very fast the run button. The second thing is learn how to pump cancel. The pump cancel is basically a cancellation of the recoil of some weapons. It works with the shotgun and with the grenade launcher. By saying it is hard to explain, but I will try to explain you when I do it. And the third thing is to know how to use the D-pad as a tank control and how to use the left stick as an alternate control. Because when you activate the alternate controls, the left stick makes a completely different kind of movement. So for this zombie, just stand up behind the statue after you pick up the handgun bullets, and when the zombie tries to grab you, just go around him and leave the room. Sometimes that zombie will be very docile and he won't try to grab you and will continue walking. If that happens, just wait until there's enough space between the zombie and the hallway and you can run around him. Because you are behind the statue, it's impossible for the zombie to grab you. Right here with Chris, we cannot take the luxury to kill both zombies. But it's very important to kill the first one, because the first one can be on random places when you get out of the crypt. And the second one, just make him fall down. But sometimes you will have like pretty good luck and maybe you will decapitate him. This wasn't the case, so I just make him fall down. I equip my handgun and I pass around him. I pick up the shotgun, and then I will wait until the zombies stand up, and then I will leave because the zombie's on the way. So when a zombie is standing up or when a zombie is falling down, he cannot grab you. So you have to take advantage of that on some parts of the game. And the reason I reset the room is because I will reset the spawn place of the zombie, so the zombie will be on his first spawn place. And in order to not aggro him, you just have to stick close to the right wall while you are entering to the crypt, and the zombie will never aggro. So on this game, when you reset rooms, you will reset the aggro of the enemies, you will reset their positions, but you will also reset the HP values, so you have to be very, very careful about that. And also the main reason why we don't kill the fat zombie, it's because we need the handgun bullets to kill 2 more zombies before we can pick up the shotgun with Chris. One zombie on the hallway outside the piano room, and the other one on the second floor. But first we are coming to this hallway because we want this dagger, just in case. But this run is also no hit run because I never got grabbed by an enemy. But this is just in case, because sometimes you can like be out of ammo for the last zombie you have to kill with the handgun, and maybe you will have to use the dagger. So it's just a just in case strat. Right here we have to kill the zombie, and believe it or not, this zombie has a high chance to be decapitated with the handgun, as you can see. But sometimes you will tank like 10 or more bullets, and it's pretty annoying. So if you don't decapitate that zombie, so you don't have the good RNG, just bring the canteen with kerosene the second time you go to that hallway, because it's very important that you incinerate that zombie, or he can become a Crimson Head and he will be a problem later in the game. After the cutscene and you regain control of Chris, start moving around the table and leave this room. it's important that you start moving as fast as you can after the cutscene. Otherwise the zombie on the floor will be like far right or far left and he can grab your feet. So we start skate up to the second floor and just use the key on this door. Do not open it, it's not necessary. It's necessary to use the key because by doing that we will be able to discard that key right now on this door. And because Chris has less item slots on his inventory, it's very important to try to discard everything you can. So you will have 3 item slots by doing that. So this is the last zombie we have to kill with the handgun. Sometimes you will have maybe just 4 bullets for this zombie. And that will depend how many bullets you use on the other zombies. But it's okay to be honest, because Chris can inflict a lot of damage with the knife when you aim up. So you can kill the zombie with just 2 knives after 4 bullets. Or maybe 1 knife. And just in case he grabs you, you have the dagger, so it's pretty consistent to be honest. So right here, this zombie should be on the stairs. But sometimes he's not, like on this occasion. But when a zombie is on the stairs, as you can see, they lower their hands, and that means they cannot grab you on the stairs. They will always vomit. And as long as you start skate, you will be very fast and you just go around them and the vomit won't inflict you damage. So we went to the kitchen for the small key, and that small key we use it on that room so we can pick up the broken shotgun. And this is the best RNG because that zombie, after you leave the broken shotgun room, he should be on the hallway, but sometimes he will be on the stairs, so it's a really good RNG. Also, this zombie will change his position after you pick up the broken shotgun. He will always be on that position every time you enter to this room. And because he's on the other side, we can just take the time and push the statue. And the blue key on this game gives you shotgun shells. So the 2 gems on this, there are 3 gems on this game. The blue, the yellow and the red. The blue and the yellow you can use it on the white tiger room. And the blue gem will give you 6 shotgun shells. And the yellow gem will give you the ammo disc. The red gem is only useful for a jewelry box and it will give you the Spencer's office key. So the red gem is not useful for the white tiger room like on the classic. So maybe you wonder why we pick up small keys. It's because Chris doesn't have a lockpick. So every room Jill opens with a lockpick. Chris needs a small key. So after the cutscene, just go directly to the bathtub, pick up the small key and leap. As you can see, the zombie cannot grab you when he's standing up, so that's the perfect window time you can use. And in this room, as long as you keep running, just go and pick up the chemical and leave the room. The dogs shouldn't be a problem. Just be careful not to go like right on this place after you pick up the small key and before you pick up the chemical, otherwise the zombie will be on the hallway, as you can see. There are several rooms that you can trigger those kind of animations, and it depends how you start or where you go. I mean the zombies getting out of a room, right? So with Chris, it's not possible to just pick up the shotgun and leap, because there's no one to save you. Like Jill, Barry saved you, right? So this give shoutouts to Carcinogen SDA. I used to think that you will always decapitate that zombie no matter what. But it's not like that. It's because the first shotgun shell on the game will always decapitate that zombie. So that's why we always decapitate that zombie, because it's the first shotgun shell of the game. So to this zombie, I recommend you to shoot him in the legs, because when you shoot a zombie in the legs, you will disable them and you can just run around them. And right here the dodge is, you have to do it very fast. As soon as you enter to the hallway, start running to the wall and then evade the zombie. Otherwise the zombie will change a little his position and you won't be able to perform the dodge and he will grab you. Right here, walk to the camera change and then see where is the zombie. If he's far left or far right, you can take the other side and just evade him. It's very important for you to be very fast on that hallway, otherwise the zombie that you didn't kill first will enter to that hallway and there will be 3 zombies. And it will be a problem, to be honest. So you have to be kind of fast. And also do not forget to pick up the small key that was on the save room downstairs that we visit before. Right here, keep the shotgun, use the dog whistle, and stand up right on this corner and aim directly. It's not necessary to aim down. When the dog is in front of you, shoot him, pump cancel, and shoot him again. That's a pump cancel. As you can see, I shoot very fast because I cancel the recoil of the shotgun. So the pump cancel is basically like this. You have to aim, shoot, and after you shoot, you have to press a movement button, and then press aim and shoot again. So before pressing the movement button, you have to release the aim and shoot button. Maybe it sounds really hard. It's not really hard to perform, to be honest. But also maybe it sounds hard to understand, so that's why I will leave in the description below a tutorial on how to pump cancel, a video tutorial. And right there I will show you the inputs I make with my controller. That way you will learn very easily that strat. And also you don't have to confuse the pump cancel with the quick shot, because they are completely different strats. And the quick shot works with the handgun, not with the shotgun or with the grenade launcher. So right here on the second floor, use the armor key first on this door. It's not necessary to enter. If you want a dagger, you can enter, because there's only a dagger right there. But it's necessary to use the key, so we will be able to discard it later in the game.
You.
Chris Redfield, Alpha Team. We're here to rescue you. Richard, what the hell happened to you? Chris, this place. Get your team out of here. Demons everywhere.
Don't talk. He seems to have been bitten by a poisonous snake, but the size of the bite mark is huge.
It's not just any ordinary snake. Take my word for it.
He needs serum. I left it in another room.
I'll go get it.
Please hurry.
Hold on. I'll be back.
So maybe you noticed, but with Chris is a lot of backtracking at the beginning of the game. And it's because the hit management and because you need the small keys. That's the main reason with Chris, a lot of backtracking. But to be honest also, the first section before you pick up the shotgun is the hardest one. After you pick up the shotgun, everything goes smoothly in the game with Chris. Right here, remember that the zombie can be still on the stairs, but this time he's not. It's giving me the bad RNG all the time. So I'm just luring him to the stairs so I can just stairskate down and avoid vomit. Right here, save the shotgun shells, because those 6 shotgun shells will be for the Elder Crimson Head. And pick up the serum and leap. When you pick up the serum, the zombie will change his position, he will be always in the hallway. So there are 3 things you can do. You can let him grab you and use a defense item. You can lure him to the pillar like I'm doing and then go around to the other side. Or you can shoot him in the leg, disable him and then just pass. So the mask, you can find them, the first one here, the second one on the Yawn encounter, the third one on the armory room, and the fourth one is outside the art room, just before the crypt. So those zombies, when they are entering to the through the windows, they cannot grab you, of course. They have to fully stand up before they can grab you. But after you enter to this room, pick up the shotguns, those zombies will change their position. They are two. You just have to worry about one right now, and the way to avoid him is the same. But before, we have to enter to the Itchy Tasty room. Thankfully with Chris we have to visit this room. You open the closet, there's one zombie. Just equip the shotgun, aim down, and shoot him in the leg. You disable him, go pick up the small key, and for the bad fat zombie the same. Aim down, you disable him, and you can just pass. Just be careful because that fat zombie sometimes make a really weird falling down, like a 180 falling down. And maybe he can grab you because of that, because he will be like right on your way to the door. So after you save Richard, you will get teleported to the serum room again. So you have to repeat everything.
Hope this is what you wanted.
Thank you. I'm gonna give you a shot now, Richard. Hang in there.
Here. Take it. It's a radio. Take care of yourself, Rebecca. Richard.
He's okay. He's just unconscious.
Rebecca, it's not safe here. Let's get Richard to a safer place.
Right. Richard's doing well, Chris. He should recover soon.
Good. Richard needs you now.
As soon as Richard gets better, we'll come after you.
Rebecca, you okay with a gun?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to continue my investigation.
Be careful. Okay?
So in case you get damaged before this part, you can re-enter to that room and Rebecca will heal you. By free, of course. And the same for this zombie, you have 3 options. I just like to lure him. If I have enough shotgun shells, I will just shoot him in the leg. And for this zombie, just stick close to that wall, because that zombie will always miss that 180-degree grab. As long as you stick close to the left wall. So this is not mandatory to do. I like to do it because I will have one free item slot before picking up the Monk Crest. So I won't have to go to the item box. But to be honest, it's just about preference. You can just avoid this and go to an item box before picking up the Monk Crest. It's literally the same amount of time. But remember, if you don't kill that zombie and you are making this, you have to stick close to the right wall. So you won't aggro the zombie. Instead of Richard, after you save him, there will be one zombie. It's the same way on the way in and way out to avoid him. I recommend you to kill the zombie. Do not disable him like I did. Because it can be a little risky. Because if you don't kill that zombie, he will enter to this room after you light up the candles, as you can see. Or as you can hear, because you are not seeing him. Well, now you are seeing him. And this zombie, aim up and shoot him. He's not dead, by the way. When a zombie fall down like that, it means they are not dead. Like when they sit down on the floor. And just be careful when you're going out if you didn't kill this zombie, and just lure him around the table and then leave the room. That zombie cannot leave that room anymore, so he will stay there forever. And also, if you kill him on the hallway, he won't become a Crimson Head, so don't worry about it. So for the music notes puzzle you need one more item, and it's right behind this shell. Of course Chris cannot play the piano, it's the same as on the classic.
It's me, Chris.
Rebecca.
That sounded like Moonlight Sonata.
Can you play? What was that?
My interpretation is off a little. Let me practice for a while.
Sure. But don't get too carried away.
Oh, I won't.
It's really funny how Chris is disappointed about Rebecca. But anyway, this works exactly like in the classic as well. The only thing you have to do in order to give time Rebecca to learn the song is, or to practice the song, you have to leap to the main hall and then re-enter to the dining room and go to the piano room, and just by doing that Rebecca will already know how to play the music. It's not necessary to go to the second floor. I was high this day. I don't know what the fuck am I doing. I completely forget. This is totally unnecessary. Right, I remember. Also, it's very funny how you're making like a lot of attempts on the no damage runs, and the run with more memes or most things you have fucked up. It's like the run that it's the run, you know. And the runs that you make almost everything perfectly, it's not the run. You get hit by something very dumb.
Chris! I think I got it!
Practice makes perfect.
What's this?
So remember the zombie that was here at the beginning of the game? If you didn't decapitate him or incinerate him, it's very possible that he can be a Crimson Head just right now, after you pick up the golden shield. It's more common that he will be a Crimson Head on the second mansion visit, but he can become Crimson Head right now as well, so that's why it's very important for you to decapitate him or incinerate him. So for this puzzle it's always the same, you have to move the large gear to the left 2 times. Right there I fucked up, so that's why I leave the puzzle. After you move the large gear to the left 2 times, you just leave the puzzle. Alright, so the first Yawn encounter. To be honest, the first Yawn encounter with Chris is more simple than with Jill. You have to do only two things. On the cutscene, start moving your left stick up. Maintain your left stick up, so Chris will go up. And pick up the mask, and then move your left stick to the left. And by doing that, Chris will always slide on Yawn's tail. So you can just leave the room like that. With with Jill, it's a little more complicated because you have to make like more movements and be aware of Yawn being behind you, you know, those kind of things. This zombie also shoot him in the legs because, like, as you can see, sometimes he can be in the middle of the hallway and you cannot like just avoid him going far right or far left. So the best thing you can do is just shoot him in the leg, you disable him, and that's it. This puzzle is always the same. You have to start pushing this statue, the first one on the right, then the one on the left, down left, and then the last one on the right, and then activate the middle table. So there are several puzzles on this game that are random, but there are some others that are always the same. The way out is just running. You just go directly to the door and be careful with this zombie, just stick close to the right wall and he will always miss that grab. So because I used the first mag before, that's why I can just come to this section of the game. If you didn't use the first mask like I did, you will have to go to an item box before coming to this part of the game, because you will only have one item slot and you need two. So you pick up the golden wasp, you combine it with that thing, and then you pick up the other wasp and you just put it on this place and press yes. So with Chris, this is also another section that is a little less complicated than with Jill, because Chris will throw the wasp to the floor. And that gives you like 1 more second or maybe 2 more seconds to leave the room. With Jill is like more precisely, you have to like do it more fast or faster. And we enter to this room because there's one small key, and this is the last small key we need in the game. Before we go to the Elder Crimson Head fight, we will enter to the item box and reload our shotgun. Just that. Also, there's another difference with Chris, like with Jill. One zombie will spawn behind you when you get close to the door, to this door. It's like the game doesn't want to allow you to backtrack to the item box. This puzzle is also the same. You have to first light up that. So it's not a painting, it's like a vitriol. I don't know how to call that in English, sorry. But it's always the same. And the last mask is right here. So with the Elder Crimson Head, there are plenty of strats. There are a lot of strats. There are some even fancy strats to kill him. Also, the fat zombie despawn after you pick up the 4th mask, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. So as I was saying, there's plenty of strats, to be honest, but the safest one is to deal him with only the shotgun, and that's the strat I will use. The things you have to take into account for this boss fight is to take space between you and the Crimson Head, and always wait for a slash before you try to shoot. Because when the Crimson Head makes a slash, he will like stagger a little, like a half a second or 1 second. So that's the perfect window time you have to take into your advantage, so you can start shooting. So on the cutscene, Chris will always take space between the Crimson Head. Just get close to him, shoot him in the leg. Hopefully you will make him fall down like this time, but sometimes you won't make him fall down, so don't trust in that. And as you can see, after his slash or grab, I take space between the Crimson Head and shoot. Because you have auto aim, Chris will always aim to the Crimson Head. If at the beginning of the game you are not able to make him fall down, it's okay. Just keep taking space between you and the Crimson Head, and you should be fine. So the main difference between hard difficulty and real survivor are only two. On hard difficulty you have auto aim and the item boxes are linked. Those are the only two differences, because the amount of enemies, the HP values and everything else, the amount of ammunition and weapons you can encounter in the game are the same on real survivor and hard difficulty. So if you want to attempt real survival runs, I strongly recommend you to first play on hard difficulty. It will help you a lot. But I also have real survivor no damage runs, if you wonder. Right here there's a dog, but as long as you go and put the emblem on its place, the dog shouldn't be a problem. The puzzle right here, you have to move the blue, the red one to the W and the blue to the N. So the red one to the west and the blue to the north.
Respond. Wesker? Wants chains. Tree. Not says. Wave. Woods outside the man.
So for the crowds part, start running until you are in the middle of them, and when you are passing through this specific part, when you're in the middle of them, you have to walk, otherwise they will aggro and they will attack you. And also pick up the handgun bullets on the Elder Crimson Head, I forget about that. Those 15 handgun bullets will be very useful for the aquarium, for Neptune's aquarium. So it's also possible to keep running the whole part, this whole section. But you have to take a very specific line when you are in the middle of the crowds. Otherwise you will aggro them and it's very possible that they will attack you. So that's why I just like to walk when I'm in the middle. So on Resident Evil 1 Remake there are plenty of new additions. For example, this whole section is new, and on the classic this doesn't exist. The Crimson Head's also a new addition in the game. And there's also a new interesting enemy, and it's Lisa. Lisa is also new on the remake. On the classic, Lisa doesn't exist. Lisa is invincible, by the way. You cannot kill her. You can stun her like you stun Nemesis on Resident Evil 3. But she won't die. And it's only, to be honest, it's a waste of ammunition if you want to stun her. So when the cutscene ends, enter to your menu, equip the Magnum, aim and shoot just one time, and equip the Magnum and run straight. And then leave the room. It's 100% consistent, to be honest. The Magnum will always stagger Lisa with just one bullet or Magnum round. So you don't have to worry about maybe Lisa won't get staggered. She will always get staggered, and for this zombie, always go around trees. That zombie, to be honest, can give some weird RNG sometimes, but the way to avoid him is always the same. Sometimes the zombie can be like in front of you, and maybe you will like run in front of him, and maybe you will want him to grab you, but he won't grab you. He will vomit. It's like the game wants to troll you with that zombie. So don't trust him. Always go around the trees. So if you wonder, it's possible to stagger Lisa with the shotgun, but it will take you between 1 to 3 bullets excuse me. It will take you between 2 to 3 bullets to stagger her. And it's mandatory to pump cancel if you want to use the shotgun with Lisa. Otherwise, she will hit you.
This is Chris.
This is Brad. Stars Alpha Team. Bravo Team. It doesn't matter. Respond. I repeat, this is
Brad, this is Chris. Brad? Damn. Thing's broken.
So after the cutscene, just equip the Magnum, aim and shoot, then go backwards until the wall doesn't let you go backwards, and keep aiming. And when the dogs appear on the camera, shoot. There are 3 dogs on this section. They will always die with 1 Magnum bullet. On a very, very rare occasion, like 0.01%, 1 dog will tank a Magnum bullet. But it's very, very rare to happen, to be honest. If that happens, just kill him with the shotgun. Do not waste another Magnum bullet. And also on a very rare occasion, you will kill 2 dogs with just 1 Magnum round. So the reason I stick close to this wall, it's because I don't want to aggro the crows. So by doing that, you will never aggro the crows, and it's not possible that they will attack you, of course, right? And those crows will despawn after you end with the guest house section. Also, these snakes will despawn. So for the guest house, you need only the handgun. And maybe the shotgun for the first part, because there's 1 zombie that you have to take care about, and maybe you don't want to use defense items. But it's also possible to deal with him without defense items. And you will see it right now. So just pick up the handgun. For the spider's room, it's like the main goal is to enter and leave as fast as you can. By doing that, you will never aggro the second spider, and the first one won't be on a risky spot. Of course, you have to pick up the red book. So just go around here like I did, and then leave. So at 120 FPS, it's like more consistent for some reason. No, it's not for some reason. It's because at 120 FPS the AI it's more consistent. It's like almost always the spider will stay on the door and will never leave the door. Alright, so you enter to this bathroom, pick up the key, and after you pick up the key, you want to lure the zombie inside the bathroom. There are plenty of things you can do. You can shoot him in the leg with the shotgun if you have it, or you can bait a grab like I did, and then leap. It's very risky to bait a grab because he can like immediately grab you, because there's not so much space on that room and the cameras control you. So if you don't want to get a grab and you don't want to use a defense item, you can also use the shotgun and shoot him in the leg. You will disable him and then just leap. This is a very interesting thing, and it's another difference between Jill and Chris. With Chris you can pick up the self-defense gun after, because for some reason the zombie that is hanging on the ceiling, on the roof, it will never fall down. But only with Chris. With Jill, it's very important you pick up first the self-defense gun, and then come here and pick up the counter key room. Those are like the little difference that the game gives you a little more advantage with Chris, because it's like they are giving you a lot of troubles, right? Like less item slots, less weapons, more enemies, things like that. So I think this is a good time to talk about the difference between 60 and 120 FPS on the PC version, of course. So at 120 FPS, the AI is more consistent. They behave like more consistently, all the enemies. For some reason it's like that. At 60 FPS they are like more random. At 120 FPS you can start skate faster, you can perform the quick shot faster, and also the pump cancel. So what I recommend you is that if you have the chance to play this game at 120 FPS, and even more if you are making challenge runs, play this game at 120 FPS. That's the best thing you can do. I don't play it at 120 FPS because my computer cannot handle it. It used to handle it, but for some reason it stopped. Also, this game is very buggy for some reason. You will have sometimes crashes without a notice. But yeah, those are the main difference between 120 FPS and 60 FPS. Right, so we are like getting close to the aquarium, to the Neptune section. There are two little sharks, and of course there's Neptune, the giant shark. The strat, it's very simple, and even more because you have auto aim. So after the cutscene,
Richard! Chris! Chris, stop! No! Richard.
So after the cutscene, equip the self-defense guns, aim and shoot, then equip the handgun and aim and shoot 6 times. Maybe it will take you 8, but most of the time it's 6. What you want to hear is that like little shake on the water. It's a very common sound that the sharks make when they are dead. Or also you can see him dying. And by doing that you don't have to worry about the little sharks, only about Neptune, but as long as you keep running, Neptune shouldn't be able to eat you. And also you have to leave the room after you kill the second shark, because by doing that you will reset the aggro of Neptune. So this puzzle, it's the same, but the part of the puzzle that changes the pressure thing. I think it's an oil pressure. Oil pressure. Excuse me.
Emergency.
So you first activate the one that it's in front of you, then the one on the right, then the one on the left, then you go to the oil pressure. And can be number 1, 2 or 3. If you want to know the exact number, you can go to the papers that are on the left of the ladder, or up the left of the ladder. But I just like to try my luck, because it's only 3 numbers, so why not? And after you press the exact number, you go again to the right computer, then to the one on the left, and then to the one that it's up or in front of you.
Activate emergency drainage system immediately.
And after you do all of that, you are safe and you can just leave. There are 6 magnum rounds on the floor, right here. This is very important because it will be useful for the Plant 42 fight. And on this section there's the assault shotgun from Richard. So there are plenty of things, or some things that it will change on the game. And it depends if you save Richard at the beginning of the game or not. But first let's come with Neptune. So for Neptune there are 3 strats. There's the speedrun strat, and there's this strat that I like to use. You can... The speedrun strat is go down directly and avoid the animation of Neptune. But you have to make like a precisely movement, otherwise Neptune will eat you. And the other strat is to just throw the console and then activate the electricity, and you will electrify Neptune and he's dead. Alright, so if you don't save Richard at the beginning of the game, you won't be able to pick up the assault shotgun. But Rebecca will help you with one phase of the Plant 42, because Rebecca will make the Vigiled. But it will be only one phase of the Plant 42, so you will have to fight one phase of the Plant 42 as well with Chris. To be honest, I don't recommend to do that unless you really want to make the Vigiled with Rebecca. Because the assault shotgun is the best weapon you can have with Chris with the Magnum. Those 2 weapons are the best one. So to be honest, I don't recommend you to not saving Richard. Because at the end of the day you also have to fight the Plant 42 and you won't have the assault shotgun, so it's not really worth it. But anyway, before we enter to the gallery room, go to the item box. Because we need the Magnum for the Plant 42 fight. But we will take some advantage and just pick up everything we need, so we don't have to visit the item box again after the fight. So just pick up the Magnum, pick up all the shotgun shells you have, and then save everything else, and maintain the red book and the gallery key, of course. So in the gallery room, go directly to the insecticide, pick it up and leave. Do not fuck around or the wasp will sting you. So don't troll. After you pick up the map, just leave the map. Do not press the confirm button, or Chris will read a document or a file, and that will give enough time to the wasp to enter from that hole. And they will sting you, of course. Alright, so for the Plant 42 fight, the main thing you want to learn in order to make an efficient fight, you have to learn the sound cues the Plant 42 make before 3 things. The Plant 42 will make a sound before trying to attack you with the tentacle, and the Plant 42 will make the same sound when open its core and when it closes the core, its core. It's the same sound for when it opens it or when it closes. So those are the sounds that you have to learn. You have to learn 2 sounds, but there are 3 cues, right? Once you learn the sound cues, the fight will become very easily, and also there are plenty of strats, of course. And surprisingly, the fastest one is like the safest one on this occasion. It's with the Magnum. So the cutscene ends, go directly to the stairs on the left. Or on the right, sorry. Where is the left to Chris? Staircase up, stand up right here. Wait for the sound cue, that's the sound cue when it opens its core. Aim and shoot 3 times. That's the first phase of the fight. Then unequip the Magnum and wait for sounds again. The Planetary 2 will always attack after it throws you acid. Like that. So right now it's throwing acid and then will try to attack you, but you have to wait for the sound cue. That's the sound cue, you dodge the auto attack. Then I hear again the sound cue of the core opening, so that's why I shoot 2 times. And that's the fight. A perfect fight will always take you 5 Magnum bullets. But if she doesn't fail on 5 Magnum bullets, it's because you fail a shot, because you shoot when the core was closed. Just wait for another sound cue and use the shotgun. Do not use more Magnum bullets. That's just wasting.
Oh, you scared me. You okay?
Yeah, it's dead. But... Richard... he's... gone.
I'm sorry.
It's my fault. I should have watched out for him.
I found a pharmaceutical room. I think I can come up with something useful. I'll be there. I'm glad you're still okay.
Also, you have to take into account that when you are dodging the tentacle, there's like a little spore on the left. So do not get too close there because it can poison you.
Chris, you're alive.
My words exactly. Where's Jill? Thought you were with her.
Yeah, I know. We got separated.
I see. Anyway, we better find a way out of here before we turn into zombie food. Got any suggestions, Wesker?
We should get a better grip on the situation. There must be areas still to be explored in that other mansion. Chris, I want you to check them out one more time. I'll continue my investigation here.
Sure thing.
This is Brad. If you can't answer me, somehow give me a sign.
Chris to Brad. Can you hear me? Brad! Damn!
Alright, so the dogs, just equip the Magnum, aim and shoot the first one and keep aiming, just wait for the second one. When the second one appears on the camera, shoot. Sometimes the second one won't die with 1 Magnum bullet. If that happens, just kill him with the shotgun. Do not waste another Magnum bullet. So this is the hardest part of the run, to be honest, even harder than bosses. Start running, make a curve, and stand up right on this corner. Equip the shotgun, aim and shoot, get close to the right, bait the jump and attack for those 2 snakes, and then bait the jump for the third one. I'm sorry, for the 4th one. You can also kill the 4th one if you want, but it's not really necessary. It's necessary only to kill the 1st and the 2nd and 3rd one. That strat is 100% consistent, to be honest. As long as you perform it correctly, you should be fine, and it's not really risky. And also sometimes the 2nd, 3rd and 4th snakes won't jump. They like just slide to you directly. But the strat is the same if that happens. So just ignore the first hunter, enter to this room, stick close to this wall, And if the hunter is really close to you, like on this occasion, take space between you and the hunter. Otherwise, he can like instantly attack you, and you can lose the run right there. And for the second one, just wait until he lands on the floor and then shoot him, and while you are making pump cancel, of course. Sometimes the first hunter will give you like a good RNG, and the hunter will start going backwards from you, like he's scared from you. If that happens, you can just start shooting immediately. So I'm glad that the bad RNG happened on this time, so I was able to show you. Because I'm pretty sure on all my other runs, the hunter give me the good RNG. It's also possible to start shooting immediately when the hunter is facing you, or like right on your face, but it's risky. So for these spiders, just keep running, and for the third one, stick close to this wall. And it's 100% consistent also. These zombies, I like to kill them. You can just trap them if you want, or use defense item, or even shoot them in the legs and disable them. But I like to kill them, because by doing that, it's 100% safe. Oh, sorry, so after you leave the elevator, go to the left and then walk for the camera change. And when the zombie goes far right, you can just go far left, and that's it. Here, pick up everything, except the hand grenade. The hand grenade is not necessary. Unless you are out of self-defense items. Right there, there's a Crimson Head, and right here there's one Hunter on the right. So because this is best ending, we need 2 spaces for 2 gems. So we will go and make some item management. Just save everything except the battery, the mansion key, and the shotgun. And also reload your shotgun completely. And pick up the bulb. So there's one important or interesting thing right here. If you don't pick up the yellow gem, hunters won't appear downstairs, on the hallway that is downstairs. So on every ending that you'll have to save Jill, you won't have to deal with hunters there. But the red gem is mandatory to pick up in order to continue with the game. So on this puzzle, when the eagle is facing the gem, you cannot pick up the gem. So that's why you have to, or you want to bait the eagle to one gem and then go to the other one. We go to the item box again because we need one space for the blue block after Yawn fight. On this hallway, just stick to this wall and make the curve as perfect as you can, and you should be okay. The worst thing can happen there is that you get stuck on a hitbox of a hunter, and that will only happen if you don't make the curve correctly. For the zombie outside is the same as in the beginning of the game, just go far left and the zombie will always miss the 180-degree grab. And also if you didn't incinerate the zombie right here or you didn't decapitate him, there will be a crimson head on that hallway. On the piano hallway, of course. The piano room. Or the hallway outside the piano room. To be exact. So Yawn fight, it will take you 8 shotgun shells to kill him. Yeah, it's not necessary to pump cancel, and it's not even possible to pump cancel because you will see a very interesting animation that Chris makes. So enter after the cutscene, spam the menu button. I fucked up. Equip the shotgun, aim and shoot 3 times. After the first shot, go to this corner, aim and shoot 2 times. After the second shot, go down the ladder. When you fully down the ladder, start running and stop on the camera change. And aim and shoot 3 times. And Yawn is dead. It's important you stop on the camera change, because if you keep running on the camera change, you will be very close to Yawn and Yawn will immediately attack you before you can shoot the last shotgun shell. As you can see, Chris raised the shotgun on his shoulder, on his chest for some reason. And that happens on all the boss fights, except the Elder Crimson Head fight. And because the character does that animation, the game doesn't allow you to perform the pump cancel. So it's not possible to pump cancel. So before we leave the mansion, we need to go to one more room to pick up the jewelry box. This is the last door you will use the mansion key. On Real Survivor I make a completely different pathing to have some space, but I won't confuse you with that. So anyway, when you enter here, there's one zombie. You can dodge him, or you can kill him, or use a defense item. That's the beauty of this game, you can make like plenty of things with every enemy, or almost every enemy. It's not like only one global strat you can use. Remember, there's one hunter outside the art room. You can kill him, of course, if you want. But the dodge is very consistent. You have to run straight and then stick close to the wall and go directly to the door. The hunter will always scream before he can tag you, and that's the perfect window time you can use to avoid him. Remember, the fourth snake is still alive, so when you are going up the ladder, move your left stick to the left. And Chris will immediately move to the left when he ends up going up the ladder. And the other snakes shouldn't be a problem as long as you keep running. And because you killed the first, second and third snake before, the snakes will never respawn on that section. So, for example, if you kill all of the snakes, there won't be any more snakes. Alright, so the main section. So the main section on the Resident Evil 1 remake reminds me a lot to arrange mode on the classic. And it's because the bulb, and spoiler alert, the bulb is on Enrico's body. And also because the way to dodge the hunters it's
Enrico,
basically the same.
Don't come any closer, Chris.
What happened?
Double crosser.
Enrico, wait. Enrico!
Umbrella.
Enrico! Double crosser.
So after you pick up the bulb, one hunter will spawn here. Just keep running, go around him. The hunter will always scream before trying to attack you. And there's two more hunters on the other room. You can kill them if you want, but the dodge is very consistent. You just have to stick close to this wall and make the curve as fast as you can. And the hunter will always miss the jump. It looks scary, to be honest. I keep scaring about that section, even on my new runs. But I never got hit, to be honest, so it's very, very consistent. It's even 100% consistent, to be honest. So this is very important, pick up the flamethrower before you enter to the Black Tiger fight, otherwise there will be a hunter and will be a little more dangerous to pick it up. So after you activate the boulder and dodge it, enter to the fight with the Magnum equipped. And there are two RNGs you can have here. But what you want to do is move your left stick to the left and a little down. So as soon as you regain control of Chris, Chris will move like that. And this is the best RNG. The best RNG you can have is the Black Tiger jumping. So you have 3-4 shots, then you leave the room and re-enter. You leave the room because you want to despawn the small spiders that spawn on the fight. The bad RNG that you can have is that the Black Tiger won't jump. So you have to go around here and start shooting. Or you can just shoot in the same place that you perform the dodge. It's also possible, and I use that on Invisible Enemy. And I also use that on Real Survivor. And also because you have auto aim, it's basically impossible for you to miss shots. So it will always take you 4 Magnum rounds to kill the Black Tiger. So I like to do this puzzle like this. You push the statue 4 times, then you use the crank on, or the bulb on that thing. Or it's a crank, it's not a bulb, man. I'm drunk, dude. I said bulb on on all my runs, I think. I apologize for that. So anyway, you use the crank, and then you go to the statue again and push it to the center, and it's only important the last push, to be honest. So you push it to the center, the statue will rotate. You keep pushing it until it's out of the rotation thing on the floor. Then you go to the other side, push it to the rotation thing again. Then go to the left. And this is important. So the last push, just as soon as leaving the rotation thing, push it like very gently. So do not make a full push, and by doing that it will be on the perfect spot to just keep pushing it and you don't have to push it anymore. Remember, there's a hunter outside this room. Just keep running and go direct to the room. The hunter will always scream, so every hunter will always scream before attacking. Even the ones that are on this particular section that we will go through right now. And the dodge is the same as the first time. Just stick close to this wall and make the curve as fast as you can. As long as you don't touch the second hunter, he won't make a 180-degree attack or jump. But even if he makes that, you should be okay if you keep running. The worst thing can happen is that you get stuck on his hitbox and he won't let you pass, and of course he will attack you. The puzzle right here is always the same, is 4, 2, 3, 1. So I like to call this section Lisa's Labyrinth. And the main goal you want to achieve here is to know where to spawn Lisa. So you first make her spawn on the left and then continue. I like to call it a labyrinth because you can get lost very easily because there's a lot of camera changes. So this is a thing I think I never mentioned. So when there's a lot of camera changes, I strongly recommend you to use the D-pad for movement, because the left stick works with the cameras. So you can trolley very easily on parts that there's a lot of camera changes. So in every section that there's a lot of camera changes, use the D-pad for the movement. On the way out, you go down, make Lisa spawn on the left, and then continue. It's important to know where to spawn Lisa, otherwise Lisa will be on your way in or way out, and it will be risky. So the second time you end, you have to be careful about one important thing. After you make her spawn on the left, maybe Lisa will go immediately to the right, like in this occasion. So if that happens, just lure her a little. Because if you let her go immediately to the right, she will be like on your way right before you can put the flamethrower. There are snakes in the water. I never stand up and find out if they can bite you. Don't do it. Just keep running and do not forget to pick up the jewelry box on this part. So right now you will go, come back to Lisa's house on the forest. And also remember that the zombie is still on the same place. So just go around the trees and you should be fine. Right here, just run straight. Believe it or not, the zombie will always miss that grab. Alright, so right here, do not forget to pick up this. I sometimes forget and I have to backtrack to this part. And also remember the hunter is still on this hallway. But right now the hunter is like around the corner on the right. So what you want to do is enter to their room and then re-enter to the hallway and the hunter will be in front of you. So you have free pass to the Spencer's office.
Rebecca! Is she upstairs?
There are three things in this room. There are shotgun shells, there's the emblem, and there's also a hand grenade. The hand grenade is not important, so you just leave the room after you pick up the emblem and the shotgun shells and go directly to this room because we want to save Rebecca. So I recommend you to bring the shotgun right here. And also the shotgun, of course. The shotgun is because of the zombie that is on the second floor. The first zombie, well, it's not the first zombie, but one of the first zombies at the beginning of the game, because he's still there. So if you don't want to use a defense item, make a strafe, just shoot him in the leg. You will disable him, and you can just run around him and enter to the other room. So when the cutscene ends, just aim and shoot 1 or 2 times. If you are lucky enough, he will just die with 1 magnum bullet.
Rebecca,
Chris!
you okay?
I didn't mean to get you worried.
We can't stay here any longer. We have to get to the others and find a way out of here. You with me?
Yes.
Then I'll go ahead. Until then, Rebecca, you're on your own. Stay cool and use your better judgment. Got it?
I can handle myself.
Good luck.
So right now just go directly to the art room and then to the main hall. The hunter is still in the same place, in front of the door of the art room. As long as you go directly to the door, there shouldn't be a problem. So for Lisa's fight, the best weapon you can have is the Magnum, but that Magnum round we already have right now. I'm gonna save it for the Chimera and the laboratory. So for Lisa, I'm just gonna use the dodge strats and push the stone as fast as I can, and hopefully I will get a good RNG. The best RNG you can have with this fight is that Lisa, or that Wesker aggro Lisa and Lisa being with Wesker. It doesn't matter if Wesker or Lisa throws Wesker from the platform, excuse me, because Wesker will appear on the laboratory anyway.
You're a bit of a mess up. Chris, take a piece of the action.
So when the cutscene ends, just go directly to the left stone. The first stone is always free, and after you push this one, the RNG starts. So get close to the top and then go to the right one. Hopefully Lisa won't jump like on this occasion, but now you want her to jump because you want to pass. When Lisa jumps and it's on the animation of landing, that's the perfect time you can have to go around her, because she cannot immediately auto-attack. So when Lisa is landing to the floor, Lisa cannot auto-attack, so that's the perfect time. And after you push 4 of the stones, that's the end of the fight. So there are some other things you can take into account for this fight. For example, if you stagger Lisa with 1 magnum round or maybe 2 to 4 shotgun shells, you can also pass around her. You can take advantage of the stagger. The stagger will take her like 1 second, and that's the time you can pass around her and she cannot attack you. But because we don't have enough magnum rounds, and with the shotgun it's pretty complicated to stagger her, and it will take you a lot of ammo, it's not really worth it, to be honest. It's more worth it to just do what I did. And right now we are in the laboratory section of the game. This is the last section. Just go directly and fill up the canteen with kerosene. Then continue. There are 3 zombies on this floor. Hopefully you will decapitate them, but if you don't decapitate them, it's okay. That's why you have the canteen. example, I didn't decapitate that zombie, so I will incinerate that zombie. And there's one more zombie you have to take care about incinerating or decapitating, and it's the floor that is downstairs. Because the other two zombies after that one, you will kill them, but it's not necessary to decapitate them or incinerate them because they cannot become Crimson Heads. Only these four can become Crimson Heads and can be a problem after the Tyrant fight in the laboratory. I'm pretty sure even this one is not really a problem if you don't incinerate him, because I think he kinda despawned or something like that. I never 100% tested, but on some rounds I didn't incinerate the body, and of course I didn't decapitate the zombie, and he just vanished. But anyway, the login is Yawn, the password is Ada, and the second password is Cell, like on Dragon Ball Z. If you write the password from the classic that it's small, Tofu will talk, it's an Easter egg. And also, it doesn't matter which ending you're making, you have to always open B2F and B3F. After that, you just go back to this section and then go back to the item box. Because we need 4 item slots, 3 for the ammo discs and 1 for the laboratory key. So just making some item management right now. Pick up the ammo disc that you pick up in the mansion. And the second and the third one are right here, and also the laboratory key. The second ammo disc is on the desk, or on this table. I think it's not a desk, anyway. And the second one is on this shell, and the combination is 8462. And inside that room it's the laboratory key. The laboratory key will open 2 doors. One door will give you access to shotgun shells and also will give you access to activate the first ammo disc. And the second door will give you access to the continuation of the game. So just use the key on that one and then on this one. So you can discard the key. Start pushing the shell. Or never mind, go to the first ventilation. And then go to the third one. You will hear a chimera right here most of the time. Do not get scared. As long as you are fast, the chimera shouldn't be able to attack you. And just go directly to the machine or the GameCube and use the first ammo disc. And then leap from where you came. Right now I like to leave the room because I will de-aggro the chimera. Then I will re-enter and start pushing the shell, and there are 6 shotgun shells on the left. It's just necessary to push it 3 times, not 4. This is the penultimate zombie we have to kill. So just kill him with the shotgun. And the zombie that is right behind you, it doesn't matter, you don't have to kill him because he will despawn after the Chimera section. Right here, go to the corner of that white arrow, equip the magnum, aim and shoot. This strat is more consistent than the strat that I teach you on my guild runs, that I walk to that corner. Because by walking sometimes the Chimera can give you a weird RNG. But by running, all the times that I use this strat on my hard difficulty runs with Chris, it never failed me. So it's very, very consistent, to be honest. Right here, enter, equip the shotgun, aim up and shoot. Again, it's not necessary to decapitate him, it's okay if you just kill him. The second ammo disc, you can activate it here. And then you can pick up the nitroglycerin. So when you have the nitroglycerin, it's possible to run and walk. You have to make a combination if you want to make it faster. That's the speedrun strategy, like walking 3 steps and running 3 steps, or something like that. But because it's not a speedrun, just walk. Do not take that risk. So just run to the part you pick up this item. We kill all the enemies that could be a problem, so it's just about walking. And it's really funny how Chris walks like very calm and G walks like very afraid. Chris is like on his home, just going to the bathroom. Don't mind him. Right here you will hear a chimera on the left, but do not worry, the chimera will never come to you. It's only how the game wants to scare you. After you put the nitroglycerin on its place, you can start running. So the chimera section on Resident Evil 1 Remake are way less complicated than the classic. You only have to avoid one auto-attack from one chimera, and every other chimera is only about running. So right here, run straight and then turn to the left or to the right. Then activate the ammo disc, and then you have to lure an auto-attack from the chimera that is right behind you. And in order to do that, just get close to the chimera and then go back. The chimera auto-attacks and then you can pass around. And then it's just about running. Just go directly to the next door. That was really close, and for some reason I got stuck on that corner, so that's why the chimera tried to attack me. Right here, activate the computer and leave from the other side. This chimera 90% of the time will go with you to the door. That chimera is very gentle. A gentleman chimera. And then it's just about running, as you can see. The zombie right here despawn. But before we enter to the save room, because there are 6 shotgun shells on this save room, the Tyrant on the laboratory will always take you only 7 shotgun shells. Because you have auto aim, it's literally impossible to miss a shot.
Chris!
Rebecca!
I saw you in the inner garden. I finally caught up.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. No more following. Just stay with me, kid.
That's my plan, sir.
Wesker.
So you've come. Chris, you make me proud. But of course you are one of my men.
Thanks. Since when, Wesker?
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Since when have they been slipping you a paycheck?
I think you're a bit confused. I've always been with Umbrella. The stars were Umbrella's. No, rather, my little piggies. The Tyrant virus leaked, polluting this whole place, and unfortunately, I had to give up my lovely members of Stars.
You killed them with your own dirty hands! You son of a bitch!
No.
Oh yes, dear. Just like this.
Rebecca!
Don't move!
You
I don't think you want to die just yet. I have something that's of some interest to you. The ultimate life form. Tyrant.
Wesker, you've become senile.
Chris, you'll never understand. It's magnificent.
Come on, you test tube freak.
Alright, so the Tyrant fight starts, just quick turn and then go to this place, start walking and wait until the Tyrant is behind you. When the Tyrant appears behind you, go to the wall, equip the shotgun, aim and shoot 3 times. You can shoot 4, but shooting 4 is being greedy, do not being greedy. Right here aim and shoot 1 or 2 times, 2 times being greedy as well. And just keep making distance between you and the Tyrant and shooting, and then go back to the first place you start the fight. And then wait until the Tyrant again appears behind you. It's really important you don't keep running like real fast, otherwise the Tyrant can appear in front of you. And as you can see, it was only 7 shotgun shells and the Tyrant is dead. No, he's not dead, he's stunned because you kill him on the heliport. But the main strategy is to keep distance between you and the Tyrant because this Tyrant cannot run.
Rebecca!
Chris.
It's a good thing you were wearing your bulletproof vest. There's nothing left for us to do here. Let's get moving.
Okay.
What is it?
I found a file in the lab. Apparently, there's still a lot of Tyrant virus here. We should blow this whole place up.
Right. The show must go on. I'll leave that up to you, Rebecca.
I'm on it. I'll start the self-destruct system I found a little while ago.
It's not like we're out of this yet. I'll see you on the outside.
Outside.
Self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing all locks.
So there's a way to trigger a Chimera appearance on this section. I'm not really sure how you can trigger that. I think it's about you stay long enough on that room. Or maybe you stick close to the left wall. I never tested, to be honest. I never 100% tested. So I cannot assure you like 100%. So right now just use all the pull levers and then go save Jill. And on Jill's jail there are 6 shotgun shells. It's not necessary, but only if you want.
Jill?
Chris!
You're okay.
Chris, it's Wesker.
I know. But first, let's get out of here.
Oh wait, I'm gonna pick them. That's very interesting. But to be honest, it's not really necessary. With 1 or 3 shotgun shells is more than enough in case the Tyrant grabs Rebecca. Because I'm gonna use the cheese. And yes, I'm a cheeser, so demand me. Also, it's not necessary to pick up this 8 box. I just picked it up by accident. And also because we incinerate or decapitate all the zombies right here, as you can see, it's a free pass, so we don't have to worry about Crimson Heads. Of course, it's possible to deal with the Crimson Heads and even dodge all of them, but it's a little risky, so that's why I just go for the safest strat.
This is Brad. We're running out of fuel. This is our last chance. If there's anyone alive, give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel must evacuate immediately. Deactivating and releasing all logs. Three minutes to detonation.
The self-destruct system's activated.
Good work. Brad's up in the helicopter.
Those things are coming.
I'll take care of them.
But,
Chris, you just get in contact with Brad somehow.
okay.
Alright, so the cheese consists in this. You just have to wait until the 45 seconds timer and then use the flare. And there can happen 2 RNGs. The Tyrant can immediately grab Rebecca, and if that happens you have to shoot the Tyrant until the Tyrant throws Rebecca to the floor, otherwise he will kill Rebecca. And the other RNG can happen is that the Tyrant just start hitting Rebecca. That's the best RNG, because if the Tyrant do that, you just have to worry about picking up the rocket launcher and then shoot. And also the fight with the Tyrant, if you don't want to make the cheese, of course you just have to use the flare immediately. And there are some things you have to take into account. First one, if you are very close to him and you start shooting behind him, he will make like a really fast 180-degree turn and start charging to you. When the Tyrant charge, you have to go to his not mutated arm, so his right arm. And by running to his not mutated arm, you will always dodge the auto attack of the Tyrant. You also have to take into account that you don't want to dodge auto attacks on camera changes. So you want to always have Tyrant on your same camera, or the Tyrant can easily take you off guard and can just attack you by that, or even the cameras control you. Also, it's really a really bad luck if Brad throws you the rocket just when you are about to dodge an auto attack from the Tyrant. I think that happens on this time, or I think that happens on the Real Survivor Best Ending with Chris. But I'm pretty sure it happened one time with Chris. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you avoid the auto attack and if the cutscene triggers. Because of that you can get hit. It's very annoying and very unfair, to be honest. But yeah, those are the main things you have to take into account. And of course, if you are fighting him, you have to keep shooting every time you can, until Brad throws you the rocket. Because we will wait to the 45 seconds, Brad will throw the rocket on the 30-second mark. So it's 7, 6, 5, use the flare.
Chris!
You okay?
Yeah.
So the fight starts, just wait for which RNG the Tyrant will give you. So this is the best RNG. So just wait there where I am. Brad will throw you the rocket. The Tyrant will look like it's coming to you, but because Rebecca keeps shooting him, the Tyrant will aggro to Rebecca. And the Tyrant will never charge to Rebecca unless you are behind her. And you have the aggro of the Tyrant, of course. So just pick up the rocket, equip it, aim and shoot. And that's it. Because you never shoot the Tyrant will always die with just one rocket. And that's it. This was Resident Evil HD Remaster without saving and without taking any damage. On hard difficulty, getting the best ending with Chris Redfield at 60 FPS. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you like. Hope you learn. You can always, but not always, but almost all the time on twitch.tv/rsario. Or you can find me on Discord if you have any questions about this run or any other run I make. I will be happy to help you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. I'm Aris.
Chris, you did a fine job.